Hey everybody, Lisa Young Sutton here with a fun new Lenormand game for you to play. This was inspired by my new thespian friend, and I thought it would be perfect for teaching Lenormand for those of you who teach, or for me teaching you, or for practicing your Lenormand reading. The idea is to view life as a novel, a movie, or a play, and we're all the actors. The primary character in any story is known as the protagonist. In card reading, that's typically you or whoever you're reading for. There may also be an antagonist in any act or scene of your play, as well as a sidekick or confidant or a love interest. A small spread will describe a scene or an act. Several scenes typically make up an act, so you know the difference. And a grand tableau can provide an entire script for a story, right? So you aspiring writers, take note. Now, each scene takes place within a certain setting, which in card reading we call the context. When we lay a tableau or a narrative line, the cards are describing or explaining the scenes or acts. Now think about how a novel or play progresses. Every story begins with a preliminary situation, right? You've got a preliminary situation which leads into rising action until we reach a climax. We then have falling action and finally the conclusion or the end of the story. And you may see all of these elements in as few as 5 cards, but even the sound like Porky Pig. But even 3 cards can tell you a complete story. So I'm going to, if I could get the cards out. Yep, there they are. Come on, work with me. I'm using my Thelema, my Thelema. All right, so I'm going to draw a few random cards to provide an example. And the setting for this play, we're going to call it a play. The setting is going to be a college campus. And the protagonist is going to be a young woman, and we're going to give her a love interest. The love interest is a fellow student who she thinks is smitten with her, but she's really not sure because he appears to be very quiet or reserved, possibly even shy. And then on the other hand, she wonders if she's just imagining his feelings, right? Sound familiar? Okay, so that is the scene. That's the setting, rather, all right? Now remember, there's no question here. I want you to just allow these cards to describe the current scene between the protagonist and the love interest. Okay? So here we go. I mean, already I'm pulling great cards. Come on. Oh, man. Stop it. Look at this. Look at the cards I get. Look at the cards I got. I love Lenormand. Okay. Anyway. All right. So, what do we have here? The story starts with an offering of appreciation or an invitation. That's the bouquet. Then we have the lily. So what's that telling you about this offer of appreciation or invitation? It's telling you that it's pure and heartfelt and can be trusted. The lily is the card of virtue. So this tells the protagonist that no, he's not just trying to get lucky, right? And no, she's not imagining this. This is true. This is real. This is pure. She can trust this, right? Now, for those of you who are wondering why the lily does not refer to sex in this situation, get out my book and, what is it, page, hang on, look in the index. Where is it? Sex, the lily or the whip. Page 71 in the hard copy. Okay? So if you're wondering why that lily is not referring to sex, you can read that chapter. Also watch the whip and lily videos here on this channel. They're under the Everything You Need to Know About the Individual Cards playlist. Okay? Don't forget to check the playlists on this channel because there are a lot of videos here. I tried to organize them as best I could. All right, so okay, so the outcome of this story is a visit or the delivery of the gift or the invitation. This is the rider, right? What is the rider? The rider is a messenger. All right? So this is pretty clear, right? So no, she's not imagining this. He does want to ask her out, and it looks like he's about to, right? So now let's add 2 more cards. We're going to add a rising action card and a falling action card. All right? So these cards will add more details, or we could say nuance to the story, right? So now we have, for the rising action, we got the scythe. And then for the falling action, we have the moon. Okay. All right, so here, let's do rising action. Let's do rising action, falling action. Nothing like a good visual, you know. There, how's that? Okay, so now what is this telling you now? Right? Remember that the first card was the invitation, say. We'll call it the invitation. The scythe, as the rising action, shows the reaction of the protagonist as panicking or feeling threatened by his advances, any gifts he's giving her, or invitations, right? She's not trusting these yet, is she? She's panicking and feeling threatened. This is a card of risk, all right? But then we got the lily here. We already had the lily, remember? And that's telling her she can trust this. So then what's the falling action now? The falling action is the moon, which shows her recognition of the love interest as one who has good intentions. It's followed by the lily. Maybe she asked around and discovered that he had a good reputation, or maybe he's just simply making a good impression on her. That's what the moon is telling you now. All right? So now it's a go. Boop. So come on, get on your horse and ride on over. All right, so now what we can do now is we can switch out the final card. Let's change the ending. Let's leave all these cards the same, and let's change out the ending. So I'm going to draw another card here. Oh, now we got the child. Okay, so now we're going to replace the rider with the child. Get in there, child. Behave yourself. All right. Now, what does this tell you? Okay, so the child replacing the rider changes the outcome significantly, because the cavalier, let's do a little comparison here so you can really get this visual here. Look at the cavalier, right? That was the original name for this card. He's already on his horse. He's on his way. Nothing stands in the way of the cavalier. Think about the Pony Express, right? No matter what, that message will be delivered. The rider is an action card, and it says that something's coming soon. But now we have the child, which says that this plan, right? This invitation, this, right? This sign of appreciation, all of this stuff, right? This whole plan here is still in its infancy. This love interest is still too shy, maybe too experienced with regard to love to take action. The child does not show any action because it's still too young and needs more time to mature. So as the final card in this story, this is not giving you the same outcome as that. Okay, that was saying, hang on, he's about to deliver those flowers to you. This is saying, well, he's still working on it. He's still trying to build up the courage, right? This still needs time to mature. Wow, okay, so now for fun. Decide upon a context and who your protagonist is, as well as any other actors you want in your play, and start drawing cards. Okay, now if you can't think of a setting for your story, how about your setting is a young man ventures out on his first independent vacation? Oh, yeah, that would be a fun one. So you draw some cards and let them tell the story of this of a young man for the very first time going out on his own to see the world. Wow. Ooh, I'm loving that. Okay, that's it for today, my friends. Thanks for watching. Now go play with your cards. Bye-bye.